Barbados, get up. Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, morning to you.
And welcome to today. Today is Monday, the 26th of May, 2025. I am Pearson Bowen. It is so wonderful having you company. Thank you for keeping us company as well. It's the start of a brand new week. It is Monday. At 5:20 or thereabouts, we had our own blessing, our own washing from the skies indeed as the rains descended upon the roof here at the CBC. And so we're waking up to give God all the thanks and the praise and the glory indeed for helping us enjoy the bounty that He shared with us over our lifetime through rain. And so to all of you enjoying your pitter-patters today as well, how lucky thou art. I hope you realize that is true. How lucky thou art indeed. So let's give God all the thanks and the praise today. Now it's Monday, and to all of you watching us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website cbc.bb, good morning. How do you do? Thank you for waking up to keep us company as well. As I always encourage you, talk among yourselves, talk with us as well. But most of all, share the show. Share the love. Bring someone else to join with us every single weekday morning, Monday to Friday. And I thank you for doing so. You have been fantastic thus far. The community is growing, and we love that. That's exactly what we're looking forward to having indeed. So thank you for joining us and waking up to watch us on our streams wherever you are across the globe. And for those of you who have an idea, or if you know of someone or something you think we need to talk about, then just simply send us an email. The email address is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. It's right there on your screen. Note the spelling. It is absolutely critical that you spell it correctly. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And thank you again for partnering with us. Good morning to you, Jonathan. Jonathan, how do you do? He says good morning to all of Barbados. And so all of Barbados says good morning to you as well. Patricia Ben is watching from the United States. She wishes us and the production crew a very beautiful today. Patricia, back at you. Slender Glenda, good morning indeed. She's saying good morning to all on board. Slender Glenda, you have a lovely today as well. I wish you only the absolute best as you start your week with us. Rhonda Hines Graham, I call her Sweet Rons. Rhonda Hines Graham, good morning to you as well. She's wishing and sending love to everyone everywhere. And speaking of everyone everywhere, how are you doing today, Eleanor Griffith? Eleanor Griffith says good morning Barbados and to everyone. There's a friend of mine by way of St. Kitts and Nevis. She is now living in Georgia. Julie, I hope you're up. I gave you the information yesterday, Julie. You know, we worked together at Barclays Bank ages ago. It just feels like a whole millennium already so far, but fantastic lady indeed. So to Julie Gums, who's watching from Georgia, good morning to you, Julie. Have yourself a terrific day as well. Vereen Walker, good morning to you. We send Monday morning blessings to you as well. We hope you have a lovely today. Thank you for waking up and staying with us. As I remind you, Vereen, share the show. Tell others about us. Bring them along as well. Now, yesterday, the Barclays Singers, we were at the Ellerton Wesleyan Holiness Church, where it's a good place to worship. And so we encourage all of you, if ever you get the chance to head over to Ellerton Wesleyan Holiness Church. Really, really good there. Thank you so much for the welcome, for the greeting as well. And for my good friend, the pastor Livingston Trotman and his wife Sonja, good morning. Thank you. And to all of you who I met yesterday, I wish you a beautiful day. You are such a warm, welcoming congregation. And I hope that God continues to bless you through all of your efforts as you continue your outreach, not just to your community, and your community you recognize as all of the world. So to you at Ellerton Wesleyan, thank you. Thank you so much for generously opening your doors to welcome us, the Barclays Singers, yesterday. We had a really, really good worship service with you indeed. Thank you very much indeed. So how was your weekend? What did you do? Where did you go? And where did you wish you could go? Questions, right? Questions indeed. Speaking of questions, time for today's riddle. Time for you to get your brains waking up. Time for you to give me a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563. There's a riddle that's still outstanding, and I hope you haven't yet had an opportunity to figure this one out. The question is, I'm going to ask it because I think it will require a little more thought. What is 3/7 of a chicken, 2/3 of a cat, and half of a goat? Don't tell me Ruel. That's not the answer. So the question is, what is 3/7 of a chicken, 2/3 of a cat, and half of a goat? The cricket's cricking. The crickets are cricketing. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call me. Let me know. What do you think the answer is? What is 3/7 of a chicken, 2/3 of a cat, and half of a goat? What is that? It sounds strange, doesn't it? I mean, who merges pieces of animals like that? And what do you get should you do so? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Your turn to call me. Your turn to wake your brains up, start thinking in sometimes some very offbeat ways, because that's exactly sometimes where the answer is. Sometimes the answer is as obvious as you think it to be, and sometimes the answer is not as obvious as you think it to be. So what is the answer? Do you know? 228-5562 or 228-5563. If you get this right, I am amazed. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. The answer is Chicago.
Don't answer me till I ask you something. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how are you doing today?
Still in bed.
You're still in bed? Why?
Because it's not time to get up yet.
What is your time to get up yet?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock? You're serious?
Yeah.
Why do you get off the bed so early? So late, sorry.
Because I'm retired, I don't have to go anywhere or do anything. Anyway, the answer is Chicago.
What's your name?
My name is Anne. I'm calling
Anne,
from
where are you watching us from? What parish?
St. Michael.
All right, Anne of St. Michael. You seem to be in a hurry for me to tell you that you're absolutely right. Okay, Anne?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day. And rushing, boy. I have never had such an encounter before. And down the roller coaster, lying on the bed until 8 o'clock. All right, Anne. So the answer is Chicago. Chicago is that one. Okay, cool. When you multiply me by another number, any other number, the answer will always remain the same. What am I? When you multiply me by any other number, the answer will always remain the same. What number am I? 228-5562 or 228-5563. We have a caller. Good morning. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Time to rise and shine. So the question is, when you multiply me by another number, any other number, the answer always remains the same. So, what number am I? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Now, coming up today, we want to take a look at the National Seniors Games. As you know, it was launched at the weekend, but there's some activities happening very, very soon. And so the deadline dates for registration are fast approaching. We'll take a look at that so that you are clear as to what you need to do in preparation for this year's National Seniors Games. Now, an advocate for mental health says we need to move away from the stigma attached to anyone seeking assistance, mental health assistance. And so, why is he saying that? And what can we learn from his journey as well? Seeing ourselves and telling our stories through comic books is what we want to look at, and we'll do so in just a moment. And on Saturday, we are all gathering at Poolwoods in St. John. But what shall we be there to do? The National Cultural Foundation this morning will join us to help us understand for that whole day while we're there just what we're engaging with and engaging in. Can't wait to talk to you about that as well as the gathering continues in St. John. So, anybody calling to tell me the answer? When you multiply me by any other number. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome indeed. Who's calling and where are you watching from?
Maureen, and I'm watching from Christchurch.
Maureen of Christchurch. So, Maureen, are you one who wakes up early o'clock, or do you generally only start to wake up because of Morning Barbados?
No, I wake up early,
What time do you generally wake up?
between 5:30 and 6.
That's late, Maureen.
Mm.
That's very, very late.
Sometimes earlier, sometimes
Sometimes a bit earlier. And are you one who has a hot beverage at the start of your day, first thing?
Yes, I do.
Good. So you wouldn't drink orange juice or anything this early in the morning, would you?
No, definitely not.
That's because that's the way you were raised by your parents, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
All right. Do you think you have the answer for me?
Yes.
What do you think the answer is?
1.
1. Okay. When you multiply me by any other number, you think the answer is 1. The answer always remains the same. So if I were to multiply 1 by 10, what do you think the answer is?
10.
So is it still 1?
No, it's still what the original number was.
The question is, when you multiply me, you say it's 1, by any other number, the answer always remains the
Sorry,
same.
it's 0. 0, I'm sorry, 0.
I beg your pardon?
0. I thought
So-
it was saying the other way, that the number remains the same.
You were looking at it the other way. You think it's 0.
Yes, it's 0.
And did you test your theory?
Yes, I did.
How did you test your theory?
Because any number you multiply by 0 it gives 0.
I understand that, but how did you test it? Did you sit down and say, okay, 1, if it's 1, if I multiply 1 by 1, I get 2. Is it what, 2? Or did I multiply 1 by 3? Did you do all of that?
No, I just know that the additive identity, it's called it's
Pardon
the
me?
additive identity. No, that's a rule in mathematics.
It's a rule in mathematics.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were really good at mathematics.
Yes, I am.
Oh, wonderful. But did you have a profession using numbers?
Yes, I did.
What did you do?
Well, I teach maths, and then I work in a computer field.
Oh, I got it. Now I see how your brain works. Well done. You're absolutely right. It is 0.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Thank you for watching, all right? All right, she's off as she's going. She's absolutely right. It is 0. Y'all are answering these questions too quickly. I have to find one that's going to stump you till thy kingdom come. And I shall do so. Thank you. I'll accept the challenge. Now let's get started this morning by taking a look at some of the creatives in our island who are doing not just creative, but wonderful things. One of who is Matthew Clark. Now Matthew Clark joins me. He is a comic book creator, but he's also a publisher. So to you, Matthew, I say good morning.
Hi, good morning, Pearson, and good morning, Barbados.
All's well?
Yes, very much so. I hope the weather is treating you fine as well. We have a nice cool morning.
Where are you?
I am in St. George,
We
the
have a
center
nice,
of the island.
in the center of the island. In the center is where the action is here, Matthew.
Correct. It is true.
You remember that song? You remember that song that goes like that? In the center,
Yes.
the action. Right. Grateful
Yes,
Cove.
definitely.
And so you've been doing this for a little while now, creating comic books and telling stories through comics. What got you started in the first place?
Well, beyond publishing, we've existed since 2009. But I was doing this really since my childhood. Comic books have always been a fantastic and fascinating medium. It is both literature and visual art. And through this, a lot of creativity can occur. At Beyond Publishing, we represent our intangible cultural heritage in the comic book medium, and we sell our books across the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you can visit beyondpublishingcaribbean.com
Or we
or
get to all
follow us on
we
Instagram
get to all of those
and Facebook.
dynamics in just a little while, but I want to talk to you about what you do. And so you, Matthew, you said you look at our intangible heritage and you thought you should document that in comic form. You could have written a book, another kind of book, but you wanted to tell that story in pictorial form through comics. And so is that easy to do, or is that as challenging as if one were to write a regular novel?
Well, it depends, because for me it's a labor of love. I love illustrating. One of my talents is visual art. as well as writing, and it's the perfect marriage of both mediums. Um, so because I have a passion for this art form, it doesn't feel like work. It just comes naturally.
So who are some of these intangible characters you've tackled over the time in the work that you do?
Well, for example, in a title such as Hardares, we have featured characters such as the Mocha Jumbi. You would see characters such as Stilt Meng. The Barbados Lion Ship is also featured in this book. But this basically is a fantasy that uses the folk characters from English-speaking Caribbean culture, and it tells a story set in a world where all of these characters are very much alive.
And these are stories that you would have heard, because you're too young for hard ears. You're too young for all of these kinds of things. These are stories that you would have collected over time by shared by you orally, shared to you orally.
Yes, of course. Well, anyone who's familiar with Barbados's culture, especially the English-speaking Caribbean, in a wider sense, knows that the oral tradition is very much the conduit through which a lot of these stories are passed down. And what I'm essentially doing, I am preserving this heritage using literature and publishing, because unfortunately with oral tradition, you have the issue of vulnerability, where when that oral tradition is broken, persons then lose that information. So we kind of act as almost cultural curators in a sense, where in the publishing medium, we're actually solidifying and preserving aspects of this heritage, as well as updating it and making it relevant to a future generation.
Do you get the sense that we've gone away from a lot of that, because we would have heard of all of these characters in our society, and somehow we're not talking in that way anymore? Is that your reality?
Yeah, very much so. And that is natural. I mean, things change, technologies change, interests change. And to be honest, it is up to the gatekeepers of culture and the curators of culture to remain relevant, right? If you don't remain relevant, then sadly, you go into obscurity. So in order to prevent this, I believe new media can be used. We're just about one example. I see you have on the screen Offset by Delvin Howell, who's also a member of our group. And previous to that, you had the Neon Ghost by Nigel Lynch, which is a science fiction. And these are examples where cultural practitioners, such as the members of Beyond Publishing, can take aspects of Barbadian heritage and what you would call intangible cultural heritage, and use new medium, merge them in new medium to tell new stories. I mean, we don't really come from a culture where science fiction necessarily is a tradition, right? So we're actually stepping into new territory with some of these titles as well.
So having stepped into new spaces with these kinds of titles, what's the response been like thus far?
It's been a very positive response, especially on the global stage. Our unique selling position is that we are Caribbean and authentically so. Think about it, Pearson. There are not a lot of Caribbean comic books and graphic novels. So when we enter this space, we are entering this space as a novelty and as a new outlook.
And so how do you track who is consuming your work, so that you get a sense that it is not just consumed by Caribbean people alone, but by people who are in search of knowledge about other forms and cultures?
Well, due to the modern technology, the internet, it's quite easy to track now. So apart from the inventory that you will have, because we tend to use a print-on-demand model, so we don't rely on large stocks of inventory in warehouses. And it's easier to track where the sales are going through the various website platforms that we would use. we could tell and monitor where the sales are, who's buying, and which titles they're buying. So the internet has really made tracking your inventory and your reach much easier.
So how far have you reached with the books you've published and put out?
All over. I mean, when you check, you see a lot of obscure places, sometimes you've never even heard of. So it's actually quite exciting. I tell people that these books are more traveled than myself. We also have digital versions as well. So you can get your physical printed copies as well as for those Kindle readers, your digital versions. And we have over 36 different titles. Again, we've been doing this since 2009. Harders has been nominated in 2022 for a Rustmanning Award, which is part of the prestigious Eisner Award scheme. So the books have been making their rounds, really.
Right. And so the consumer you're saying is from all over the world, and
Yes,
because
a global market.
right, and because of all of the information you've been able to mine, can you tell the ages as well? Who's consuming your products?
Well, it depends on the title itself. So we have titles for younger readers. We have some for more mature audiences. One of the best sellers has been Harders, which is that captures usually a general audience from kids to adults. Then we also have titles such as Dairy the Stray Dogs. That is for more mature readers, but that usually tends to capture late 30s demographic, but it varies.
As the graphic artist now, let's talk a little bit about that and how you bring to life the characters in the stories that you're telling. Where in your head do you start so you begin to now translate that into graphic art to be able to tell that character?
That's an interesting process, Pearson. And to be honest, because sometimes the process is so abstract, it's hard to quantify. But I can tell you that, you usually start with a message. So what kind of theme do you want? Or at least this is how I write. What kind of theme are you interested in telling? And how does that mesh with a story that you may have in mind? And then from there, I tend to fit the puzzle pieces together. So whether it's a sci-fi or horror. So for example, I have a title called Heartman, and that is based on the local folk tale, which is actually based on a real event in the 1950s. And I always was fascinated with that story. What's unique about it is that it's one of the few local stories that is contemporary. So the murder that it's based on occurred in the 1950s. So it's not a story that's taken from West Africa or old Europe. It's uniquely Barbadian and contemporary. And as a result of that, I say, wouldn't it be fantastic to bring that to life? And that's how that inspiration came.
Well, we'll continue to talk more about the other forms of inspiration you have when we come right back after this break. So don't go anywhere, Matthew. Matthew Clark, he's joining us this morning as we take a look at this young man's work. He is a comic book creator and he's also a publisher. More right after this.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you.
So Matthew Clark is still with us. He is a graphic artist. He is a comic book creator. He is a publisher. He's into IP, and he's just doing wonderful things. And he's in St. George, where he thinks it's the coolest place on earth, in the middle of the island, indeed. So back to you, Matthew. You know, we've all grown up. Well, I don't know. Maybe you haven't. In my generation, we've grown up on running into the stores to pick up the latest edition of Archie. For instance, just to use one example, the legacy of comic books. What do you see that to be?
The legacy really is a legacy of literacy and fascination and fantasy and imagination. And I think it's such a beautiful medium. I mean, look at a lot of the latest movies now. Most of them are based on comic books and graphic novels. And I don't only mean the Marvel movies, which are obvious, but there are quite a few titles which we don't realize are actually based on comic books and graphic novels. And I think it's an excellent medium through which younger persons can engage at an early age in reading. You know, it's not as intimidating as novels for some. And, you know, it's great.
Mm-hmm. For me, reading those Archie book comics was like fantasy. You found yourself immersed in the character, and you wanted to do like the Hardy Boys. You wanted to be a detective. You wanted to be something, somewhere, somehow. And so children today are consuming still, I suppose, all of these things. And you see it now branch off into anime and that kind of content that people are also getting engaged with. What do you see to be, how now your channels of delivery? I know that you're, rather than just the printed copy, you're also using the online medium, internet protocol. Let's talk a little bit about IP and your fascination with IP and using IP as a way to leverage what you do.
Yeah, basically IP stands for intellectual property. Mm-hmm. And once you are the author or creator of any work, you are the owner of that IP under current copyright law. And I think IP is a way that Barbadians can leverage their intangible cultural heritage and take part in what is now known as the orange economy, where you're dealing with technology, and technology is just the medium and the conduit through which this commerce can occur. So, for example, filmmakers, writers such as myself, musicians, anybody, y'all are IP owners.
But protection of that intellectual property is what's critical, because someone else in Romania, for instance, whether in their ignorance or not, could find themselves using what you do, and then there's a challenge. How do you seek to ensure that you've protected your intellectual property?
Well, through the services of the Intellectual Property Affairs Office, there in Warrens, and as well as international copyright. So, for instance, certain territories, you can hire the services of lawyers in those territories that you're entering and seek different means to protect your intellectual property. But piracy will occur, yes, and it's a double-edged sword. It has its drawbacks as well as its positives. I remember years ago we had a title that was being distributed on a platform, and because of that distribution, we actually started to get more traction on one of our websites. Mm-hmm. So a wise friend of mine, Nigel Lynch, who's also one of the co-owners of Beyond Publishing, we decided to distribute first issues of some titles on these platforms, and it actually acted as free advertising. Mm-hmm. So sometimes things have a way of working in your favor as well, but I would encourage all creatives to seek steps to protect your intellectual property is very important. And it's something that's doable. It's not as daunting as you can think. And again, you can seek the advice, the legal advice of intellectual property lawyers. And if you have doubts about certain foreign territories, there are legal services that are accessible via the internet, freelance now. So protection of intellectual property is critical and is very much doable, especially in the internet era. So I encourage all creatives to please get au fait with that and seek the counsel of the Intellectual Property Office here in Barbados.
That's excellent advice. You said to us that Hard Airs has been your bestseller thus far. How many are in the series of Hard Airs, by the way?
Hard Airs started life as 5 titles, and then it was amalgamated into one 206-page graphic novel. It received a publishing deal from Harry Abrams, Megascope Publishing, and through that deal, the book has become one of our #1 titles. And then we received a second book deal for the last count of Monte Cristo, illustrated by our very own Tristan Roach and written by Ayiz Jama Everett.
When you compare what you've created with some of those long-standing brands that we know, whether it's Superman and the like, how would you compare Hard Airs to any of the, which brand would you compare it with?
Well, we are an indie publisher and we focus on Afrofuturism, which sets us apart from the established brands such as Superman, etc. Now, the comic book space is a space where you see a lot more diversity, especially now. And we are able to leverage that because of our uniqueness as a Caribbean offering. So Afrofuturism simply is how we in the diaspora approach science fiction. We are more steeped in the ancestral oral tradition. And as a result, of African people and people of color by and large, we have a slightly different approach to science fiction. And the word Afrofuturism simply describes that. And as we seek to embrace that uniqueness. And I think that uniqueness is what sets us apart from the established brands. So when persons are looking for something different, they tend to seek us out.
Breaking into new markets, because
yes,
the space in which you're operating in is can be very saturated. Talk to me about finding that unique selling point, that niche that you're talking about, other than Afrofuturism, so that people can consume your products sometimes in far-flung places. How do you do so?
Well, we're easy to find in terms of platforms. So apart from our website, beyondpublishingcaribbean.com, you can also find our titles on Barnes & Nobles, Goodreads, as well as Amazon.com. And internationally, wherever good books are sold, we tend to work with different distributors. It's quite easy because of the internet. So our books are quite accessible. And it is that accessibility that has really worked in our favor. So when you are searching, they tend to, in this field, people tend to search by genre. So we have different titles that tap into different genres for that very reason. So we have books such as Critical Ops Task Force, which is a science fiction. We have fantasy, as I mentioned, with Hard Airs, as well as Offset. We have horror in the form of Heartman. But we also have some corporate social responsibility books. There's a title called Crossroads that was done in conjunction with the U.S. Embassy of Barbados. And these books focus on social issues such as human trafficking, domestic violence, cyberbullying. So we cover a broad spectrum of topics. I see you're on our website, and you would see featured there the Dirty Stray Dogs, the Wounded, as well as the second issue. So we tend to to cover a wide cross section of genres. So we have something there for everybody. And that basically, Pearson, is the strategy. You position yourself in the markets. You're unique because you're embracing your Caribbean heritage. So you stand out on the world stage. And from there, you just create good work and have fun.
How does it work with Beyond Publishing? Does the writer just send your story, discuss with you, and then you do the graphic work to it? Or can we do both? Send you story and or graphics, and then you take it from there. How does it work?
Well, we are a group. There are three principals, Nigel Lynch, Delvin Howell, myself. But it's a group of, so far, 10 of us. I write as well as illustrate, so I straddle both worlds. And we tend to pair up most times, so I tend to work a lot with Nigel. Delvin Howell tends to work a lot with Tristan Roach, but we tend to work on different projects, and then we go through, obviously, the editing process, and we contribute to each other's work in different ways. But it is a collaborative effort for the most part. We also work with some international artists as well. Juan Carlos Francisco, who's illustrated the Diary Stray Dog series, he's from Spain. Miriam Yasser, who's a colorist, she's from Egypt. So we are operating as a true global entity, and networking, I would say, is the key. And this is made easy through freelancing websites. You have Gumroad, Behance, etc. So the internet has really made the world a smaller place, and networking is very much easier now. And locally, Pearson, you have shows such as the Anime Con,
right,
which is a very big event for us. We tend to retail locally at that show and launch books at that show. And that show has really provided a hub and an incubator for a lot of creatives such as myself. It'll be taking part this year, August 30th. So if you come to AnimeCon, you'll be able to meet and greet us, and we would autograph some titles for you. So I hope to see you there, Pearson.
You never know. You just never know. Matthew, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. Matthew Clark, creator, IP man. He is really into a lot of things, and so we're into a lot of things with him because he's doing some really, really good work, and so we had to feature him this morning. Matthew Clark, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Barbados.
Thank you for having me, and Mornin Barbados.
I like that. Mornin Barbados from Matthew Clark in St. George. He says it's nice and cool just where he is, and I hope it's nice and cool where you are as well. We're taking a break right here, folks, and we're back in just a moment.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources. He'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips,
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Life is a curious thing. Some of the funniest people you know have had the harshest of lives. But you know what they say? Trauma builds character. And they got a lot of character.
He says he has a lot of character. This is Lucius Louis. He's laughing for a reason. Why are you laughing?
I did not expect that video to play.
So now that you see that video played, it made you laugh.
Yeah, I haven't seen that video in a while. When you make content, you just put out videos and you don't like watch it back. So this is the first time once I saw that video.
And it made him laugh indeed. So you have a lot to tell.
Yes.
Why do you say you have a lot to tell, and what do you have a lot to tell about?
Well, Mornin Barbados, thank you so very much for being here. I just am a human being experiencing life in a world that is the first time this world has ever been like this. And I just find myself in a place as someone with a platform that going through all this mental stuff that a lot of people going through, that I just find myself in a position where I can talk about stuff that a lot of people are going through. And even though in the moment I feel like I'm the only person going through, whenever I put it out there, so much people just hit me up and say, like, thank you for saying these things. Thank you for having the courage to talk about like mental health and all these things. And it's really, it's I would say inspiring to see how much you can have an impact on people's life, where you get in your head and think like, I'm the only person dealing with this, and you just realize everybody in this world is dealing with their problems, and by talking about yours, you kind of give light to other people who don't got a voice, who are suffering in silence, that they kind of enjoy seeing, not enjoy, but it gives them hope to see that someone else is talking about something that they're going through.
How old are you?
I am 24 years old.
You're 24. And so someone my age, almost 90 years old, would say, but you know, start to live. What you got to worry about?
Yeah.
So what do you say when people say that to you?
What I would say is the world that you grew up in is not the world that I grew up in. Mm-hmm. It is so different. Something like social media, it's not just a part of life, but it has become life for a lot of people. Like, I was just having a conversation. Children that started their secondary school education in COVID are graduating and becoming adults, and their worldview is so different from me as someone. I grew up where I still remember phones being taken away at the beginning of the semester, beginning term and getting off. It's like the world has evolved so much, and then the online world is so intrusive, and it's doing a lot to the mental health of not just adults, but everybody, but especially the people like me who have grown up on it. Is a lot of pressures. Like, back in your time, how much people, when you know about something, all you know is about the stuff you read from the newspaper or watch on TV. I can go on my phone and see details about people in Ukraine, in the war, Palestine. They got like a whole host of information, just information overload. And then these algorithms are so powerful that you watch one video about this thing about Palestine, next thing you know, for your entire feed about it, and seeing those things, seeing those gruesome things, it really gets to you. Like, we are not meant to see all of these things, and it's difficult. It's really difficult.
And that's your reality.
Yes.
You kept seeing all of these things, and it became difficult.
Yeah.
And it became so difficult that you flipped.
So, as I have said, I was going through a lot of challenges in my personal and professional life, and those problems came together more than the sum of their parts, and I needed to take a break before life broke me, and I took self-admitted to the mental hospital.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Something was going on in your head at that point.
Yes.
What was happening? What were you feeling? What were you experiencing? Help me understand.
It's the thing about mental health is sometimes it's so difficult to like explain, because at the end of the day, everything that you're dealing with is in your head.
Right.
And that is why I think there's a lot of stigma about it due to just people not knowing. So for me, I'm a spoken word artist, and I tend to write to kind of deal with stuff. And one thing is right is like, I need to go on the attack to counteract my tendency to slack, but should I cut myself some slack because before I mentally crack? How about that? So that's just like a quick thing that I say is like, I put too much pressure on myself because I'm a person with big goals, big dreams and stuff like that. And then the pressure of life, you know, at the end of the day, you're still trying to earn to be able to put money on the table, to buy food and stuff like that. All of that came together, and I felt like I just couldn't handle it. And I had thoughts that I did not trust myself to have, and I just found myself admitting myself.
And no one around you saw this happening to you?
I wouldn't say that. People saw it, and people will like, give the support, but at the end of the day, when you're going through stuff, it's on you to like reach out to people. But then because people don't understand what you're going through, it's be hard to like reach out because they like don't understand. A lot of people are not equipped because a lot of people deal with their own problems, and it's
So it was difficult for you to reach out, but were people reaching out to you? They saw something different in you, Lucius,
Yeah.
and they said, you know, Lucius, what's going on? And you somehow were not hearing that question.
Yeah, it's another thing too is like, for me, I guess this is about me specifically, and now people see me as someone that's strong. Like, I do a lot of stuff. I was on Base World, I do the social media, and people come and see me as someone with all this confidence and stuff like that. So then when I would say, like, I feel like I'm going through stuff, it's like, you got this, and it's encouraging. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it. But sometimes I don't got it, you know. A lot of people don't got it, and the thing that I also want to say, people come and say that I'm so strong for like speaking out, but on some level, I don't see myself as strong because I'm just a guy on the internet crying about my problems. You know who I see strong? The mother who is going work that got to figure out how she is going to feed her 2 children, send them to school, and having mental breakdowns in the bathroom at work at the lunch break and stuff like that, but still get up and still find a way to go forward. Or about the father that's fighting and working hard to be able to provide for his family, and then everybody seeing strong, and he just feel the pressure, but he got to go and cry the tears in private and get up and suck it up. And it's like, I see those people as strong. Those are the people that are able to still get up and go and push. Well, me, at the end of the day, I live with my mother. I don't got to pay the bills and that kind of stuff. I do help out, but I don't got to worry about a roof over my head. I don't got no children. I'm in a place where I can kind of work for myself, do freelance and that kind of stuff. Like, I'm privileged. I got a platform that I could come and talk about these things. Like, so people come to me and like, I'm strong, but I see the other people who going through this stuff who doesn't have the privilege of platform to come and cry on the internet about their problems, because at the end of the day, that's what I'm doing. Going to the internet, crying about my problems, and people giving me sympathy and stuff like that. So what I love about this whole situation is people have been outpouring support to me, but what I want to tell Barbados is give that support to your brother, to your co-worker, to your neighbor, because everybody is going through something these days, and a lot of people are suffering in silence, and sometimes just an acknowledgement, even if I don't understand what you're going through, I see you're going through something, but I believe in you, you got this. Something as simple as that can really give people that extra strength on the days where they don't feel that they got it.
You were told you got this, and somehow you didn't find the extra strength that you were talking about. Did you feel at any time that as if you wanted to just break down something, hit something, destroy something?
I have had moments in the past where I have cracked and cuffed down a wall, mash up, take some parts and just bang on the ground. I have had those moments, and over the years and stuff like that, I realized that those moments is a breaking point of a lot of things not going right. And what happened in this moment where I admitted myself, it was I saw myself further up on that journey before I got to that point of lashing out. And
yeah. And I'm going to come to that. I'm leading you to that point because I really want to hear what happened thereafter. But I want to share with the folks this video of you telling that story as well. And we're right back after this.
May is Mental Health Month, and what better way to celebrate Mental Health Month than having a mental breakdown and then having to self-admit yourself into the psychiatric hospital. And this is me showing you what it looks like when someone has lost the battle in mental health, but they're still fighting the war. Yes, I just spent about a week in the psychiatric hospital, self-admitted, and life kind of got to me. I couldn't handle the pressure, and I needed a break before I broke. I had a thought that scared me. The thought was what was going to be in my final letter before I do game over. And that thought was not something that I wanted to continue, so I spent about a week in the facility where all of my autonomy, most of my dignity. As I said, I voluntarily put myself inside that institution. I was not given no injection, I was not forced to take any medication. I was, after I was discharged, given mood stabilizers for my bipolar, so now I'm on medication. It was an interesting experience. You got a chance to shower, open shower, so I had to shower with the other patients and the nurses watching. It was kind of humiliating. You didn't get a chance to choose what time to eat. Breakfast was served around 10 o'clock. I think lunch was served around 1. And you used to get dinner around 4 or 5 o'clock. And the most options that you used to get was if you have bread, you get to choose between peanut butter or cheese or egg. Sometimes you just had to take what you had. Spent most of the time in the room locked up, couldn't leave. couldn't just go to use the bathroom. They did have the chance during the daytime before lunchtime, depending on what day it was. You were able to come out in the lounge area where it had some cards, had like a TV, could play YouTube, that kind of stuff. So I'm using my experience as a chance to shed some light that we are currently going through a mental health crisis. A lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are suffering, a lot of people are suffering silence. It's hard out here. It's really hard. And I'm not okay. I have not been okay for a very long time. But you know what? I haven't given up. As much as I want to. The reason I haven't given up is not that I chose not to give up. But I can't do that to the people I love. I can't do that to my family. So instead of allowing that thought that scared me to continue further and do something that I couldn't take back, decided to take a break from reality. And now I can proudly say I survived the mental hospital. I mean, I used to call myself the madman, but now I feel like I got my credentials. I went to Madman University. I can pull myself out of the trenches because you gotta get certain things off your mind, focus on the grind, and then make yourself shine.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each
morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I'm so positively perplexed by the outpouring of positive messages from people after using the privilege of my platform to inform people of my plight, telling me I should not give up the fight because I'm a person with way too much light and I should not let that fact become out of sight. And honestly, that's been kind of tight. I want to thank y'all. Honestly, the support has been really overwhelming, but in a good way. And I just want to use the privilege of my platform to let y'all know I'm not the only person dealing with stuff. I do have the ability to come on social media and let people know about my struggles, but a lot of people are suffering in silence. So if you know someone that's got a lot dealing with their life, pick up your phone and send them a message, or pick up your phone and give them a call, or go by them or something. So I just give them some positive affirmations or something, so because it's not only me, a lot of people are dealing with stuff. And I actually, through this whole situation, I got invited to go on Mornin Barbados this Monday to talk about mental health. So I guess I'll be using the privilege of my platform to bring more awareness to this issue. So I want to thank each and every one of you for the positive messages, the DMs, the comments, and all of that. Thank y'all so much. And I am not great, not good, but better. So I'm trying.
And so having said all that, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Lucius. Just kidding when I say it like that. You just told my conclusion for me right there and then. You made, just before we went to break, we played that video where you made a determination that you wanted help.
Yeah.
And so you went to the institution for help. How did people treat you when you made that decision?
You mean like everyday people?
Everyday people. People who didn't know what you were going through and they thought, wait, what are you doing in there? How did people deal with you knowing that he went there?
Honestly, it has been, the support from people when they find out is like truly heartfelt, because it's like, I'm happy that you made it out. I don't know what you're going through. And really just genuine. Like, I know a lot of people for example, when I went here, my family, when they came and visited me, it's like, don't worry, I didn't really tell nobody, but I knew that from the second I come out, I was going to tell everybody because they realized it had a lot of stigma. And I guess because I was so open about my experience, I haven't personally felt any stigma, like negative thing about going there. A lot of people are just like, you're glad to know that they're glad that you were able to figure out that you needed help and you went through the steps of actually getting it and stuff like that. So the people treating me when they find out is like, keep fighting, keep going, don't give up. And it's really been heartwarming.
This is a bold move, coming on national TV to tell people this story and really been knowing the same stigma of which you just spoke. Do you think you can cope with what happens after today?
Honestly, for me, it's not even about me, because it got people that has been in and out the psychiatric hospital for all their life, and it's something that they hold close to their chest. There's a lot of people that just the fact that they got to go see a psychologist is not something that they want to think. I think someone said that I got a DM from a specific person that reached out for help, but then they didn't realize that the people will actually come to their workplace, ask about it, and say it's really embarrassed. So it's not even about me here. It's like I become I become a person that represents something that a lot of people are going through, that lets them be seen. There are so much people that are dealing with mental health issues, so much people that have been in and out the psychiatric hospital for life, so much families of people that have been through all of this, and it's something that is so much stigma attached to it, and it's like, I just want to give people some kind of relief from that, and let them know, and let the people that don't know anything about this is like, we are still human.
You didn't have a magic bullet that went whoosh, he's clear forevermore. How do you deal with it day by day by day?
Taking it one day at a time. I definitely need to thank the people and communities I find myself in the youth entrepreneurship scheme, and especially Celia has really been helping, and through them I've been seeing the psychologists and stuff. They're actually leaving from here to go and see the psychologist right after this. So just because I come on national TV to talk about mental health don't mean I heal and all that kind of stuff. I still deal with my own problems. I still fighting it day by day, but it's not about surviving the week, just survive the day.
How do you view yourself now that you know what you've been dealing with? How do you now see yourself?
As a human going through a human experience in a world that is becoming increasingly harder to survive and cope with, and that I'm not the only person dealing with this stuff. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, life already is enough pressure. Like, as I said, I got to fight my tendency to slap, but I should cut myself slack before I mentally crack. I can't do that.
Is there anything you wish you could change about you?
Honestly, Pearson, we only got a little bit more time. I can't go through the whole list. There's so much things I would love to change about me. But if being honest, the one thing I would really love to change about me is accepting who I am more. Because I can come and say, oh, these things I don't like, whether it's visual, whether it's emotional, whether it's something so bad. What I would like to change is my tendency not to be harsh on myself and want to change myself. I want to be able to accept myself as I am with all my flaws and my insecurities and go forward and know that life isn't about being perfect, but there's perfection and imperfection. So I don't want to change me. I just want to change my tendency to want to change me and just accept myself more.
That's powerful. That's really, really powerful. Not to change, to deny myself the tendency to want to change me and just accept me. Patricia Bennett is saying your
mental health is real among us, whether we want to admit it or not. Just take care of your mental health.
So
thank you.
Yeah, there are people who are watching from another one, just if you could read that young man.
This young man is truly inspiring. What is handled on his platform, mental health, is real amongst all of us. Blessings to you.
And so people are paying attention. What's your platform?
You mean where
we can find your inspirational videos?
I'm Lube the Bajan, that's Luithebebajan, Lube the Bajan, and I'm on Instagram and TikTok.
You are doing well.
I try.
You see again, you're not even accepting what I say. You see it in a different light, but you're doing well.
Thank you.
From where I sit and what I see and what I hear, you are doing well. And all you need to do is to keep doing well what you are already doing.
Yeah.
So you've already been on the path. It's just a matter of practice and persistence and just consciously every day doing it over and over and over again, in spite of the color of the world around you.
Yeah.
What you have, the light you have, is bright enough for you and bright enough for others to see. So don't dim your light for anything. Plant that in your head.
Yeah.
Let that be your guiding purpose as you go moment by moment, day by day.
Yes.
I wish you well.
Thank you. I got a lot of light, can't give up the fight, and even though I let that fact go out of sight,
the man creative just so indeed.
I think, but I just, if it's one final thing to say is, I want to, again, thank y'all for the support that y'all been giving me, but again, at the end of the day, I just some boy on the internet crying about my problems. Give the support to your neighbor, to your brother, to your sister. Give it to the everyday person, the person that's come and pick up your garbage. Like, there's a lot of people suffering in silence. I suffering in public. But give that good energy to the everyday person, because I'm privileged and I thank each and everyone for the support. But other people need the support more than me, but I still thank y'all for the support.
So anyone who needs that support now, who can they reach out to, do you know?
Well, the psychiatric hospital, you can actually go in and get assessment and be able to talk to like a psychologist and stuff like that without actually being a patient and stuff like that. And there are a lot of different initiatives. I think you got one, the Let's Talk About It, and there's a lot of people really like talking about this.
Who can help.
It can help.
Yeah,
So it's changing. It's changing, but yeah.
He's the one man on the internet crying about his problems. We hear his cry. And we want to help him mop up his tears indeed. But well done, Lucius Louis. Wish you all the very best going forward.
Thank you so
Stay positive.
I'm trying.
Good man. Morning Barbados takes a break. We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The Ministry of Youth Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources. He'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's take a look at news now. The St. James North was a hive of activity over the weekend as the Barbados Labour Party celebrated two victories. The party celebrated the victory of Member of Parliament and Minister of Educational Transformation Chad Blackman winning the last by-election, as well as government's 7th anniversary in office. Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley accompanied Blackman on a motorcade throughout the constituency, and that was immediately followed by a rally at St. Albans Corner in St. James. Anesta Henry was there. She filed this report.
Since being voted into office on May 24, 2018, the Barbados Labour Party has taken the economy out of life support, stabilized the dollar, bought garbage trucks, increased the bus fleet, significantly reduced the unemployment rate, gave public sector workers 3 salary increases, and guided the country through 2 International Monetary Fund programs. Prime Minister Monty says more than anything else, government give Barbadians stability and trust.
Fiscal responsibility is not simply about arithmetic and figures. It is about fairness. It is what has allowed us to be able to take people who are not getting the reverse tax credit and give it to them up to $25,000 a month. People before were getting it at half that amount. It has allowed us to be able to take people earning between $2,000 a month roughly and just under $3,000 a month. And since 2019, every cent in income tax you have paid, your government has given it back to you.
Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Ryan Strong, says the Barbados Labour Party has turned the fortunes of the country from disaster to opportunity.
We're seeing new levels of investment in this country. We're seeing jobs being created in this country. We're seeing incomes rising in this country, which is what a responsible government should do.
Minister of Labour, Social Security and the Third Sector, Colin Jordan, says the labour sector has been transformed since his government came to office in 2018.
For the first time in Barbados' history, a national minimum wage for the people, for the workers of this country. For the first time, legislation that holds companies, businesses that receive concessions from government, holds them accountable, says to them, if the taxpayers of this country are allowing you concessions, then you must treat your workers in a particular way.
And the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Transport and Works, Santia Bradshaw, says government has been effectively planning the layout of the country's infrastructure.
So we don't have time to count roads. You will never hear me counting roads. I've told you we did 70 or so roads last year on the Mill and Pave. We are working in the Scotland district and we are starting to see the transformation of our rural communities that have been neglected for the last decade prior to us coming to office.
Several other members of parliament were on the motorcade and delivered speeches at the rally. Onesta Henry, CBC News.
Well, Barbadians who have not yet received their solidarity allowance have until the 30th of May to present themselves to the National Insurance Scheme with their ID cards to register. Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Ryan Strong, made that appeal while defending government's decision to give the $300 one-off allowance to Barbadians.
If you have a bank account, you provide the bank account. If you don't have the bank account, they will send you the check. But this Barbados Labour Party will continue, ladies and gentlemen, to ensure that as we build more resilience in this economy, as we return pride and industry to this country we love, Barbados, that your interests, your family's interest remains at the center of the public policy of this Barbados Labour Party government.
Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, Kirk Humphrey, has called for a mechanism that shows an age of a voter in political elections. He was speaking in Golden Square at the launch of the Senior Games, where he stated that there is the concept that young people are not interested in politics, but he believes that is not so. Humphrey believes if there was a mechanism in place, it would have shown that the younger generation made a significant percentage of voters in the recently concluded by-election in St. James North.
If you count the number of young people that actually voted in St. James North, you will be surprised that a significant majority of the people who voted, or a significant number of the persons who voted, were what we consider to be young people. I know, for example, in my constituency, a significant number of people who vote for me are young people. I also don't think it is fair to say that they're not involved in the political process, because if you have a conversation with almost any young person on any block in the schools, they fully understand what's going on in politics. And so, and then we see a number of young people now coming forward. We've seen a revival in the League of Young Socialists for the Barbados Labour Party, and so on. So there are young people who are interested. What we have to do is to make space for them.
Mr. Humphrey says what he would like to see is younger people being given more responsibility in these areas. He believes once it's done, interest will continue to grow in areas such as politics and in other important issues in the country.
The problem is that for most organizations, political and otherwise, is that it's like ever so welcome wait for a call. You know, come to the table, but you can't eat. And we got to start giving these young people opportunity. We have to start giving these young people authority, so that other young people look on and say, well, I'm not just going to go there and serve and labor. You know, that at the end of the day, I will get a chance to show who I am. And our policies must reflect it. So I think we have a lot of work to do. I don't think it's fair to look first at the young people. I think we have to look at ourselves and to review the processes and the structures and to make it fair so that when people come forward, they feel as if they make a difference.
Director of the Department of Emergency Management, Carrie Hines, has called on Barbadians to be better prepared as the hurricane season is about to begin. She was speaking at a church service ahead of the start of the Atlantic hurricane season at St. Andrew Parish Church, where she recalled the incidents and the event from last year's Hurricane Beryl. She says while it did not hit us, there was damage, and asked Barbadians to be better prepared this year for the season that begins on the 1st of June.
And I'm sure you do remember Hurricane Beryl. It came to our shores. Fortunately, there was no loss of life, but we did sustain damage. Our fishing boats, our coastal areas. There were some damage to our housing stock. So what I say to you today, I encourage you to raise your level of preparedness. The season will officially start on the 1st of June. But we don't wait to the 1st of June to be ready. We need to be ready always.
Ms. Hines also says there are different organizations around the island to help with disaster management, but asks civilians to also help in disaster preparedness.
We want you to also see yourselves as that beacon of light. Join the district emergency organizations. Go home and start to put your preparations in place if you haven't already. But know that we are all in this together. Disaster preparedness, disaster management is a shared responsibility.
The elderly man who was violently attacked a couple of weeks ago on Belmont Road says he is still shocked about the incident. 65-year-old Jeffrey Barrow was attacked by a 20-year-old who is now in police custody and sustained injuries that he's not sure he will be able to recover from because he is diabetic. Barrow recalled the incident, saying he is shocked that he wasn't able to get a little more help during the incident. However, he says that the wounds to his eyes and his cheek have caused him to not be able to see properly, but he's thankful that he's alive today.
For now, it is still painful. The eye now, the vision gone very bad, poor in the eye. I was sent over to the other clinic, ears, nose, and throat, ENT. Was examined there, and then I learned that I have to probably get plastic surgery on my eye. It is still horrifying. I'm not scared, but things will happen. It always replaying in my mind. To see that after I refused to go with him, how he could turn around, a 20-year-old, he could turn around and come to fight me for what is mine, not his.
Barrow also has some advice for younger people.
There's a gentleman named Christ, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Put your trust in him and not all the folly that you hear in the ZRs, the minibus, the vulgar music, the violent music. Forget that. Look for a meaningful situation. Look at the positive things in life. Barbados is still one of the nicest places in the world, and behavior like this, like his behavior, will only keep away tourists.
The Barbados Prison Service at Dodds has entered into an agreement for higher level education within the prison system that will include university degrees up to the master's level. That has been disclosed by Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams. He says by doing this, it would give former inmates the opportunity to become entrepreneurs. He was speaking at an introduction to agricultural production graduation in the prison service at Dodds.
We're not just looking at the basic level. We're not just looking at CXCs and stopping there. We are trying to ensure that our prisons who have the potential can advance themselves to go on. And not just limited to the prisoners, to the inmates. That will be offered as well to the prison officers. So officers who want to enter that degree program will be there training and learning alongside the inmates.
Moreover, Minister Abrams says it is the intention of the new agriculture production program to rehabilitate those who pass through Dodds. He says the population at Dodds is a transient one and notes if a person leaves having acquired no skills, then that person will be back behind bars once again within a short time.
Because the factors which caused me to be here in the first place are still the factors that I'm going out to meet when I leave the prison. It is our responsibility to the persons who are here. Everyone who wants to better themselves must be given a chance to better themselves. And this is not just the inmates, this is also the officers. We have to look, the superintendent and I spoke about this, we have to look at our training regime to allow every officer an equal chance for self-advancement while serving in the Barbados Prison Service.
That's our news until now. More news right here on CBC TV8 at 12 noon. Morning Barbados takes a break. We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end. And what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5 p.m.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So we're 21 minutes now after 7 o'clock as we turn our attention to the National Seniors Games. And joining me this morning on set is the very fit, the very youthful Itania Wiggins, who is really the national coordinator of the National Seniors Games for 2025. The man who is responsible for the track and field coordination is Mac Fingal, as always, and two athletes. Two athletes. Eleanor Rice, manager. Daddy Truth?
Yes.
I know. Yeah, Eleanor Rice, All-Stars, Calypso 10, and Jerry Roberts from the Stray Cat, who say he's going to dust them out right now. I love it. Welcome one, welcome all indeed.
Thank you. Good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Itani, we kicked off on Saturday. We had a big ceremony in town.
We did, we block off Broad Street.
Yeah.
We had all the sporting federations. We had people from the National Assistance Board, the dancers. We had Spinny. We also had our PB rocking the boat and TC throwing some lyrics. So it was a great Saturday morning, Bridgetown early. The vibes were there, and it really sets the tone for the remainder of our event coming up this weekend.
So now the whole world knows the National Seniors Games have started.
Yes.
We've launched it, and we're launching into weeks of competitive sport, right?
We are. This component is a track and field component, and starting on Saturday will be the field events. Then the next Sunday, early, Mighty Grinder Highway, will be the road race, which you and me, we was discussing you walking, so I ain't see that registration yet, but I can ask my team if it come in.
All in time, girl. We still got time.
And Whitsuntide Monday tradition will be at Usain Bolt, 9 a.m. And as I said earlier, and we've been telling the public, we've added some more fun elements, kind of going back to what Minister Humphrey said, the genesis of the games was to be community-oriented. Competitive, yes, but still fun so that the average Bajan could participate. And that's why we have Matt here and his team to discuss some of the things that we've added this year.
Registration.
Yeah, oh yes, very important. I see yours, but I going back there. You have, sir, until Tuesday the 27th at 5 p.m. to register. But this Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
Wait, it's tomorrow. Wait, yeah. I live in my own world sometimes.
No, it is tomorrow for a good word. No, it's tomorrow.
I'll tell you why. Because we want to make sure everything is organized, we got everything sorted, and because we had the digital registration, it made it so much easier. We did have physical registration, and Saturday alone, we had like 50 people registering. On the spot. So we're compiling that list so we could put out the events list so people know where to go, when to come in. Because we got some people from Trinidad coming, we got some people from Brazil, USA, and St. Lucia. So they won't know when to come in and when to leave. So that's Tuesday the 27th.
Tomorrow?
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow,
if you don't
Pearson.
Say tomorrow?
Tomorrow, that's Pearson is tomorrow.
I'm telling you too.
I'm telling you, try to register.
So tomorrow. So physical locations for registration.
Our National Assistance Board, Ministry of People Empowerment, Elder Affairs, National Disabilities Units. And we went in St. Philip for the Philippines and here, Emerald City, the capital, Fisherman's Pub. So the only excuse you have is that none.
Yeah.
because people have been calling the number. We've been going out to persons who needed to register. Teresa, one of my old girls, Teresa called. She couldn't get the form. She came down Saturday and we made sure that she was in. So as Minister Humphrey said, as a team decided this year you're representing your parish. I mean, you can represent your club. There's BAMSA, there's Freedom Striders, yes. But the parish pride is what we're going with this year. So come out and give a point. And how you could get points, Mark can tell you all about that. Every politician got to come out and give their constituency and their parish a point.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen.
At least the point.
At least.
If you don't come and get a point, you're going to be tricky.
Why do you say so, Matt? How?
Because, I mean, when the campaign come around, election come around, they say, you ain't give me a point, you ain't give me nothing, where you come here for now? All the politicians try and come and give me constituency a point.
Indeed, so. And so, note to you, Matt, because you're responsible for track and field.
Yes, sir.
And Itania just said to us, we're having the road race on the 1st of June.
Yeah, that's like the day after the 31st of May.
Correct.
Right.
And so let's talk about the 31st of May.
31st of May is the morning time at Queen's College.
Yes.
We're doing field events. Well, not all field events. We wanted to do, but when we go there and look at the field, we have to make some adjustments. So we're going to be doing javelin, discus, shot put, and the cricket ball throw at Queen's College starting at 9 o'clock.
Right.
But to start at 9 o'clock, you got to try and get there like early.
Real early.
You know, 8 o'clock or so. So you can come down too and observe. And we already know if Pearson is here, he's practicing to think like an athlete. That's and, after that, we have next morning on the Mighty Grand Highway.
Yes.
The race to start at 6 o'clock. But we'll be there about 5. And that's the walk and run. And then right after that is cycling that same morning.
Right.
And then, of course, on Monday now, that's when we will have the big combination of the other events. Like, you know, we do the long jump, high jump, triple jump, and all the track events, 100, 2, 4, 8, 15. And then we got some 50 meters too for the older people. And of course, we have these fantastic races that we come up with. One called the Calypso Tent Championship Race. And they're playing for the trophy called the Julie Party Rentals Championship Trophy.
Yes.
And she called the other day and told me, my friend, I need to get the correct word to put on it. And we said, right word, and she got it on, and she called me, trophy is ready.
Nice.
And I believe it's going to be large. And this is the first time that a tank, there's going to be a tank. I believe, I'm predicting that tank that never win nothing yet in crop over. That gun can't win this thing.
Whoa.
Yes.
That prediction has been made by you.
Yes. I looked through them because one of the tanks called me and said, Mr. Fingal, what's the age limit? I said, well, this one is no age limit. You can send who you want. He said, I said, well, I got some teenagers in my tank. I got turned loose.
Who might that possibly be?
The big bad bear, the big bad boy cat. Man from the stray cat told me so. Jerry, I don't know your business, I tell you the truth.
Jerry, you ready for this?
I got my team. You know, I live at Rum Corner, right?
Yes.
I got them my phone there, eating bear pot pork. And let me tell you something, there's a secret that I didn't know nothing about. When you eat a fat pork, the secret in a fat pork is the seed. When you bite that seed, that nut there, can get extra speed.
Really?
Yeah, man.
But you let out the secret, Jerry. You let out the secret.
And you pick.
They're going to be a charge of fat pork. No.
Right.
You know what
I pick all the fat porks.
Oh, you have already?
I got them frozen, yeah.
I tell you, this is going to be a ding-dong race, you know, Matt.
So we doing, we're doing mixed relays, right? You know, because women are doing everything like that. We got to make everything. So we can't left them up. So you got 2 men and 2 minute race, right? And he got 8 teenagers, and the race is she got the thing called the All Stars. She got all the stars that she come in. Where Julie got Shining Stars. Yes. And then we also got Gladiators. And then we got the Big Show and the House of Soccer. You understand? You got all them things. So they come in, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
You know. So I want you to hold on though for a minute. Wait for a minute because we have to take a commercial break.
Commercial break?
Yes.
We have the break.
We're coming back after this wait.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment bridges.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 7:30 in Barbados and Eastern Caribbean as we continue talking you up about the National Seniors Games, which are on. And so this coming Saturday, the 31st, is when we're having the start of the field events at Queen's College, early o'clock in the morning from 9, but you need to be there much earlier. We want to encourage all constituents, to say it like that, all of you, as we continue to linger and work with the regathering committees as well, come out in your numbers and give full support to all of those senior athletes, starting from age 40 now and going up. They're like Barb. And so early o'clock, that's what's happening. Eleanor Rice, though, is also here. She says that she's engaging in the walking event on the 1st of June. Don't look into the sky.
I have to. Good morning, everyone.
So aren't you?
I said that I was going to do that. I would
did you
probably
not hear
walk.
that?
I would.
Yes, I did.
Right.
You heard that?
Yes.
I would probably walk from the vehicle to the location.
Is your team ready?
My team, and I had some people there telling me last night, yes, I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I have 6 people in the relay.
Right.
And the relay carries how many, you said?
4, but if you got 6, we can work it out. If you got 8, we can work it out. Suppose you got 8, suppose you got 4 men.
So I thought that we could put 6 in one race.
Okay.
I just thought so. I'm optimistic.
Clearly.
But yes, we have a team that they are ready to go on Monday bank holiday with Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Let everyone know it's with Monday.
Right.
And I'll be there, and I'm sure a lot of the constituents, as you said, would be there. So yes, we're out to represent. I am not running anything.
Fair enough.
Just my mouth.
But you know, all stars, you have quite a following. So we want you to appeal to your following.
Yes.
So look over there.
And
tell your people.
I thought it was there. Sorry.
Look where she is, Peter. Right there. And tell them we're going on.
So right. So all of you who support the All Stars Calypso tent, just come out. Well, first you got to come out on the 1st. That is our opening night at St. Gabriel's, and then we will be ready for the 9th, which is the Whit Monday. Come out and support the All-Stars team in this relay, or 1 or 2 relays. I'm not sure, but I'll try the walking race, but I have to go home and think about it. If I have to register, maybe not, but I will be there. I will decide on the spot. I used to throw the javelin at my school, Spring Memorial School. I used to throw javelin. But I don't throw because I think my arm went out a couple times. But I will look at the javelin and see what can happen. I will look at it, as I said. But for sure, yes, I want people to turn up and let us support the games.
I mean, we're into soccer. This is in crop over. So we are waking up all of you who are going to be attending the tents as well to come out and support the seniors games, while you're also supporting your parishes and your regathering committees as well. So this is large. This is really large.
You got the essential services too.
Oh yeah, that's coming to that.
They're ready. Mm-hmm. They're beginning to talk about what they're going to do. The police promised me 2 teams. Mm-hmm. 1 for the training school and 1 for the regular force. The fire service is coming. The prison service is coming. You understand? And then we have immigration. We have customs. Mm-hmm. And there's one more I'm forgetting. There's 6. Defense Force. Right. Defense Force is going to be there. You can't forget Defense Force. Jules was the main organizer of that parade that we had yesterday. When was yesterday? Saturday.
He's very militant.
And he was running up and down the road and shouting me and saying, I'm getting ready. But you know, he used to be an athlete too. He represented Barbados several times. That's Captain Jules. So we're going to have a good time. And then also BSAP has been invited, and NAPSAT just like last year. They came last year. and the BSAT people ran a 4x4, whereas the knapsack ran a medley, which is 1, 1, 2, 4.
Right.
And this group here, we're not going to be after the 4x4. We probably do 1, 1, 2, 4. Or maybe just 4 ones. Yes. And the rest, now, if she's going to come, we do a 1, 1 and a piece, and then, you know,
yes.
I did 10 meters also.
You said it's the senior games.
Yes.
Remember that.
But the essential services and the calypso things,
of course,
they are free to bring anybody associated with their thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you got 3 people and you get a 4th, you bring along a fan, a die-hard fan, or somebody in management or something, so to come and help out the team, because we want them taking part.
Yeah.
And then the knapsack people, they're going to be, I'm sure, and then the top people coming, so it's going to be beautiful. Also, we have people coming from overseas.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Couple people. Brazil for the first time is going to be here. USA, St. Lucia, and Trinidad normally brings a contingent, and because it's the 21st year, they're coming back in the numbers again.
Nice. This is big. This is becoming global now, which is fantastic. Jerry, your team. Who's on your team?
Well, right now my team ain't confirmed yet because we still going through trials, right?
I love it.
So we're going through trials, and then we will know in a few days.
Yes.
Right. Because we're mixing the old with the young. Because some of the old people could really surprise you. Like yours truly, the company Big Boar Cat.
Big Boar Cat, yes.
And you know a boar cat is real fast.
Real fast.
So this old boar cat may surprise a lot of people, right? Meow! So people come out and support the Stray Cats Calypso thing.
Yes.
Right? All you Philippines and things. And I will have a bunch of fat porks given away.
Nice.
So come and support that song. With Monday, right?
Yeah, with Monday.
With Monday. Come and support the Cats and all the Calypso things.
Right. Then, you know, when we come into the Usain Bolt complex, however, you know, while, you know, we generally allow this for free, we're asking people to come with a special donation. Talk to me.
Yeah, let's call it a contribution because we want to support the National Assistance Board Senior Program and the Sir Optimus Senior Program. The idea of communities supporting each other is what we're going with for the theme this year as well, and it's our 21st year. So let's give back to our senior program. So no tickets, you come at the door, you bring your contribution. It's not mandatory, but it's something for you to get in and give back to the community whilst you supporting the athletes that run in.
Right.
Yes.
Simple Simon met that payment indeed. So registration concludes tomorrow. If you haven't yet already scanned the code and completed your registration, you can come to the National Sports Council tomorrow to do it in person, in physical person. Whereas you don't have to pay anything at registration, do you?
This all free. We didn't tell you?
I wanted you to tell them that.
Sorry.
That's why I'm asking you the question.
This initiative by the Ministry of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs is part of the social programming in keeping active living and active aging. The only thing you gotta give of is your time, your energy, your spirit, your vibes, and come along down the road.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do.
Yeah. I can imagine seeing back in the Philippines that they're working out in a body mechanics, man. They're working on you guys. And so we want to encourage all the parishioners everywhere. Have your own drills. Like Jerry's already working with his team. Wherever you are in your community, get out there, work those playing fields and practice, limber up, walk the road as I do and Tanya does as well. And Eleanor shall do. And so we're looking forward to you involved in all of these things.
I do the gym at 5.
So she's ready.
I'm okay.
Right.
Matt, you heard that, right?
Yeah, but you do at 5, but we started at 9 here.
I do the gym at 5. So then you have 4 hours.
Right. But I want all the people to understand that the essential services game and the knapsack people and the calypso thing, these, although we start at 9, we're going to do these afternoon.
Right.
People get those things out of the way and we hold these there afternoon. So they don't have to get there that early. Because, you know, when we get there and then the next day, you know, it's snoring around the gas. So we're going to allow you to come, you can come afternoon. Get there like around 1 o'clock or so. But we're going to be there for a while. And I want to encourage people to bring down your chairs, bring down your drink, your water, bring down your little snacks, and bring your umbrella too. You know, just you never know if what we got, bring them along and just relax and enjoy yourself and we can have a good time. And this event now, like just like how Christmas is the 25th of December and like how the other one is Mobo. Easter is Mobo.
Yes,
a little bit.
Easter has got me.
Up and down.
And Whitson Toy too, there's Mobo too. Yeah. Very sometimes they're in June, when in July, I think it's in December time, Whitson Toy all over the place. But with Monday now, Just be upon the money though.
Yes.
And wherever we start go, with money go come. So remember, it's always upon the money wherever we start go. That's a calendar event for us, and we're gonna have a good time. And we're gonna have a champion. This is an inaugural event. So this record cannot be broken, Mr. Borkat and Ms. Canada. If you're the first to do something, nobody can beat that.
That's right.
They're going to be second. So they have the opportunity to be the first people to win the Julie Parliamental Championship Trophy at the Senior Games. And your tent has never won a Calypso Crown. This is your chance to win a Calypso Crown.
You better believe it.
Yes.
All right.
The cats are coming.
The cats are coming, indeed. So.
The year of the cat.
The year of the cat.
The rest of the cats.
I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you coming by. You know, the excitement builds. The excitement now waits on you. You can have it too when you come on Saturday. On Saturday the 31st, we are all gathering at Queen's College for the field events. And then on Sunday, we're going to the Mighty Grinder Highway for the road race. Early o'clock in the morning, from 6 o'clock in the morning. Early o'clock. Eleanor say, And then Monday the 9th of June, the track and field at the Usain Bolt Complex. Remember, make a contribution that's as significant or as little as it is. Everything goes a very long way to helping someone indeed. And so we encourage you to sign up as soon as possible. Registration is completed tomorrow. You can go to the National Sports Council to do so, or you can scan the code and do so online as well. So thank you, Itania. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you, Jerry. And I'm looking forward to this as much as you all are. Trust me, I am. All right. Pearson will be walking. We'll take a break right here. We're coming back in not just talking, back in a moment.
Senior games, everybody come, all of we in there. Have some fun, senior games, yes, all of we in there. Granddaddy, we got something to do. Grand, don't fear, got something for you. Or if you're 40 and up, don't waste time, come and sign up. We got darts, tennis and chess, track and field, who gonna run the best? 5K walk and run and more. Wait, don't forget dominoes, yes, one thing I forget to mention. What? If you got any questions, 42564263 and come and really start tension. Everybody, senior game, everybody come, all of we in there. Bring the whole family, senior game, this one you can't miss, all of we in there. Everybody.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and
morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I've seen a lot of places around the world and far apart. But deep inside, there's only one that's closest to my heart. Wherever I may lay my head, no matter where I roam, Barbados will always be home. I love the open spaces, what a feeling to be free. I see them smiling faces, oh, they mean the world to me. A place with friends and family, a place to stand alone. Barbados will always be home. Barbados, yeah. Barbados will always be
The Prime Minister's office welcomes you to the Gall Hill Hardcourt for the Ideas Forum St. John edition, Monday, May 26th at 6:30 p.m. This is your chance to come together and share your ideas for the future of St. John and Barbados. Submit your ideas to ideasforum@barbados.gov.bb or find us on WhatsApp at 256-4646. Come out, let's gather and share our ideas for better St. John and Barbados.
So that's happening today. Today, the Ideas Forum in St. John. You're encouraged to come up with your ideas, come up with your passion for your community, come up with everything you think you can give back to Barbados as well. And so join with the hundreds who are going to be there to share in the Ideas Forum this evening. But we are staying in St. John because we're heading towards the climax. That climax is going to be the marquee event in St. John for the month of May. And so the one person we could think of who would have all the information with us is sitting right across from me, Stacey O'Brien, who is the festival and events planner at the NCF. Stacey, morning.
Good morning, Pierce.
Listen, we're coming down to the end for May.
We
but your work doesn't end, you know.
No. I am still gathering.
Still gathering, good. But it's interesting how you guys are able to come up with different concepts for each parish and to execute so well.
Yes, but you know, it comes from the fact that each parish has its theme, and we are able to sit with the parish committees as well as the national organizing committees, and we look to see how best we can bring those themes to the audiences. So, you know, we've been through faith, and we've been through heritage, and we had nature, we had adventure, but now we're into community.
You know, you see the word, big long word, community. And you wonder, how do I do this?
What does it mean?
What does this mean? How do I execute this in such a way that
Right.
people have a good time?
Yes.
At the same time.
At the same time. So what was interesting this time around about St. John is that we had to really drill down into what is popular in the parish.
Right.
So first of all, they came up with, we love karaoke. So we said, great, we love this karaoke. So we're going to have a karaoke competition. It's the best of St. John. All these singers are coming out. So they're registering with the parish community, the committee, the organized committee, but we're going to bring them to the big stage.
Nice.
So we approached it from the perspective of bringing out the best of what is already there. So there's the farmers market,
right.
All of the vendors, all the people who grow vegetables and fruit in St. John, they're going to be in the farmers market. And then I sure every village shop corner, everyone has a stall at the market event.
That's good, you know.
So you can come out, it's all kind of body corner and this body sweet spot and this kind of
yes.
You know them names.
That is fantastic because it's it's ties
community.
perfectly into what we're doing here in St. John.
Yes.
It's community. And so the community of the community are all going to be there in one communal space at Pool Woods.
At Pool Woods.
At Pool Woods.
And what's so beautiful about We Gathering, what I'm enjoying as an event coordinator, obviously, is getting to see different venues across the island that we're not familiar with. And the teams from MTW, the teams from NCC, the community teams themselves that are cleaning up these areas, and we're bringing them to life. And people are being able to see different areas of the country that, you know, wait, we can have a family picnic here, or we can have an event here. The tents, you know, I would love to see one of them pitch outdoor calypso tent this year. You know, you're seeing a lot of different areas that you can develop more. And legacy, you know, you can see where each parish now has its own space for their own mass events going forward.
You're right. So we drive by a lot of these places and we think, oh, that's just a collection of bush.
No.
Why don't they clean it up?
Yes.
And then when they do, you go like, oh.
When we do.
Wow.
It's a lot of work behind the scenes, I must say. And I have to give kudos to the teams that people don't see. So like I said, the MTW team, the Water Authority, you know, because obviously we go into an event and it's just a one day. But when we go, we can then see what the footprint for longer and other activations can happen. So on Saturday the 31st, at Pool Woods, at Pool Woods, after all of that, we're having community One Heart, One St. John.
Indeed.
So there, I've already told you about the karaoke competition, but there is a pudding and sauce competition. 8 communities from across St. John.
Wow.
And
I mean, when you think St. Pudding and Sauce, you know you think it's St. John.
Yes.
You think St. John for pudding and sauce, you think St. John for fish.
Yes.
And so all of that is happening.
All of that is happening. And what again is beautiful about the We Gathering events is that we are able now, as some of the coordinating agencies, NCF, BTMI, the Archives Division, to bring some of the expertise that we have and allow the transfer of knowledge. So we're working with the team, some of the chefs from Out of Food and Rum's legacy for so many years with the community cooks to make sure that all of the health standards are up to scratch and the competition is fierce.
Yes.
So you're not going to come and not enjoy the community. You get to meet somebody new. You get to taste somebody else putting us out.
That's right. That's right.
So there's that. There is the cricket match in the morning. It's going to be at God Hill Field, though. We're going to start there, and that's from 11. From at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we are turning Poolwoods into this lovely avenue of community. So
I love that term, an avenue of community. I love that.
Yes, Jamal and everybody, we were up there up to Saturday morning, just going through the site plan and making sure that there's it's a venue. You know, when you come, you can see where Fulham Rum Pavilion will be. You can see where the Pudding and Sauce competition is. There's so much to just be a part of. There's already a space for children, a small park, so we're going to enhance that a bit more so that you can bring your families. There are areas in the woods that you can sit, you can bring your picnic basket, you can sit and enjoy the day, and then of course the stage gonna light up.
Listen, babe. You see my face, right? Yes. I am still on avenue of community.
Avenue of community.
That is a stunning turn of phrase. I love it. And so this venue is the avenue of community, and as you've said, it's going to be laid out in such a way that you are, as you're going down the avenue, you can divert into whatever, and you still are a part of the community.
You are.
I see it.
You do.
I see
We're having a great time.
And yes, but it all starts at Gull Hill at 11 with the cricket match.
Cricket
and
match.
then
Culture versus the best of St. John.
Oh, best St. John, I mean.
Well,
that's what they tell us all the time.
they tell us that all the time.
There you go. So that's happening at 11 in the morning at Gull Hill. And then everybody moves to the avenue of community at Poolwoods. And it's right there that we can sample the best pudding and sauce over the parish.
Yes.
We can have all of these wonderful opportunities because there are other small vendors who are going to be there as well.
There's an entire kids area with the people are bringing handmade items and so you get to see what people from St. John are known for.
Yes.
And that's why we liked the idea of taking it to Poolwoods because the space is expansive, and I try not to have the war. They tell me don't get it, but everybody claim them got the best breadfruit. So so St. Thomas, I tell you,
roots and roast coming in St. John.
But one heart, one St. John, they got roast too. So if you miss the roast in St. Thomas, you cannot miss the roast
in St. John.
In St. John.
This coming weekend.
Yes, Saturday.
Stick it right there. We're coming back after this break to tell us more about what's happening. One heart, one community there in St. John indeed.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations. Lifestyle.
Planner of events as well at the NCF, and so she's talking us up as to what to expect. So we land at Poolwoods,
yes,
and we go through all the avenues, and we experience the craft, the culture, the culinary experiences,
There's a domino
the karaoke, the domino competition, all of that happening in the Poolwoods.
All this is happening, yes, all throughout the day. We have these activations, and the layout alone is going to give you that feeling to want to be in every single pocket of this avenue. The breadfruit roast, the pudding and sauce competition, the karaoke competition on stage, the domino competition, and of course when the big stage light up. You know, of course, what's gonna happen.
So here we are now. Imagine. Between the haunting mahogany trees, and all of this, the lights are on, and the music is coming through. The music of the best of St. John as well.
Best of St. John. We have Alex Cage. There's Kelly Cadogan.
That your man. Those two.
Yes.
You call some more names because those can sing.
Oh, but Wendy Allen is going to be there.
Without a doubt. Venture St. John, that's Wendy Allen.
Wendy Allen, we have an entire set dedicated to her. She's going to be supported with Nikita and Keisha and Mike Grosvenor, and that's going to just be a moment all by itself in St. John. And of course, how much names you got? Are you sure? Hyper Dog, Lyric, he's going to be there. Miguel is going to be there. Allison is going to be there.
Nice.
So we're going to round off the evening with a beautiful, big show. And there are lots of surprises happening all through. There's a parade coming through.
Through the avenue?
Yes.
The avenue of community.
Yes.
Poolwoods, sweet.
We got rhythm coming through, a section coming through. You have to be there. I mean, it's amazing because when we got there, like I said, it's a venue that you have to create it, and the team at the NCF, I must say, I mean, we're led by our CEO. She gives us the opportunity to sit there and say, okay, CEO, we think that this is what we want to do with this venue. And she, try it. Let me see.
Nice.
And Jamal and the team, the technical team, the guys that are planning the equipment, because it's a lot of work, obviously, laying out and ensuring that everything is in order. Like I said, the support services team, DEM, everybody's at the site visits to make sure. Fire, because hello, the breadfruit roast.
Yes. We want everyone to be safe.
Everybody, we got to make sure it's in order. But when the party starts, when those lights come on, do not miss it.
I can feel it.
It's going to be sweet.
Yes, all in the avenue of community in Poolwoods, St. John. Transportation.
Yes.
Have you given thought to that?
Again, the transport board is on board with us. So they will have the routes coming from the major terminals up to Poolwoods. And we usually have our services, our additional shuttle services on to make sure people can get there. But there's loads of parking.
Yes.
And our marshal's going to be there to ensure you know where to park and how to come in and so on. So all of those logistics we've worked through and so on with the team. We just want you to come out. Come and enjoy St. John. St. John, they were quiet at first, but you have to go. When you get to the events, you realize, this is why it's like this. It's community. You got to get into it and see what's going on. So come out. This is the big one. And then they're going to hand over to St. George.
Yes.
St. George will give you a little sneak peek of what they're going to do, but you got to be there. You don't want to hear about it. They say, what? You want to hear who win the karaoke and who for the sauce was the best one.
Correct.
And the fella that win the dominoes, that's how they're going to be like.
So come Saturday, folks. Saturday. It's a whole day of community in St. John. A whole day. We're starting with the cricket match at 11. Then you don't have to be the cricket match if you don't want to be. You can go straight to Poolwoods. And you can be there to get early bird. They put in the sauce, the roast breadfruit, they pickle, everything that's happening in St. John, the fish that will also be fried right there. But you spend the day, walk with your cash, because there are lots of things on sale as well. Bring the children along as well. But stay right through the day.
Yes.
right through the day, because in the night,
the
when
night.
the lights turn on and the music pumps, you can see yourself with a mahogany tree doing a dance. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It will be.
Oh, this is fantastic. And it's absolutely free. Absolutely free. So if you're uncertain as to which bus to take, call the bus terminals and inquire. They will guide you from there. Call the transport board. They'll help you. One Heart, One St. John. All of us will be there to be a part of it in the Avenue of Community in Pool Woods in St. John. Thank you, Stacia. I'm holding on to that phrase. So thank you, Nicole. Thank you very much for it indeed.
Welcome.
All the best to you and your team.
Thank you. Same to you.
You're welcome. And thank you too, folks. Thank you so much for keeping us company as well. Remember, one thing I ask of you to do is share the show. Bring someone else along with you. Let them engage with us every single weekday morning from 6 in the morning right through till 8 o'clock. My little crew joins me in saying to all of you, have a good today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you.